I'm Andrew Klavan, and this is The Revolting Truth. Today, in a Revolting Truth special, we bring you a story so uplifting, it'll remind you of one of those Victoria's Secret models I never look at pictures of. Yes, today we're going to recount the glories of Democrats at war. The year is 2002. In the wake of the horrific Islamist murder of 3,000 people on American soil, President Bush moves to drain the cesspool of tyranny that is the Muslim Middle East. After our troops chase the monstrous Taliban back to their caves in Afghanistan, our decisive commander-in-chief turns to Iraq, where the brutal oppressor Saddam Hussein has consistently destabilized the region and is now, according to all reliable intelligence, building weapons of mass destruction. Bush's fear of WMD is shared by the best people the Democrat Party has to offer, including serial adulterer Bill Clinton, liar and hypocrite Hillary Clinton, mistress killer Ted Kennedy, horse-faced dunderhead John Kerry, and environmental flim-flam man Al Gore. Wait, those are the best people the Democrat Party has to offer? Anyway, when W asks for authorization to use force against the tyrant Hussein, Democrats vote to approve, including Hillary Clinton.
If left unchecked, Saddam Hussein will continue to increase his capacity to wage biological and chemical warfare, and will keep trying to develop nuclear weapons. So I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog.
Well, she really did say the first part. 2003. President W orders the invasion of Iraq. Democrats are standing behind him. Always a dangerous situation. Desiccated opportunist Harry Reid chimes in.
I think the president is approaching this in the right fashion, my precious.
December of that year, Saddam Hussein is captured, and Democrats celebrate. Here's then Senator Joe Biden.
Gosh, Mickey, this is a great day.
By 2006, however, with Bush mistakenly listening to advisors who tell him not to deploy more troops, Al-Qaeda invaders help send Iraq spiraling into a bloody civil war. Democrats bravely standing directly in front of television cameras heroically pretend they never supported the war in the first place.
If I had been president, I would have never asked for authority to divert our attention from Afghanistan to Iraq, and I certainly would never have started this war.
2007. In one of the most impressive acts of political courage in living memory, W defies his advisors, the polls, the media, and most other politicians, and decides to try to stem the Iraq violence with a surge of more than 20,000 troops. Democrats give the president the kind of support only Democrats can give.
We cannot impose a military solution on what has effectively become a civil war.
The president's surge is not a solution, it's a tragic mistake.
This war is lost, my precious.
The surge works. Just as Bush predicted, the heightened presence of U.S. troops inspires cooperation from Iraqis. A U.S. troop drawdown is negotiated. In the month before Bush leaves office, there are no U.S. combat deaths in Iraq. The war there is effectively won. 2009. President Obama takes office, and his administration tries to take credit for the Iraq peace and the drawdown of troops that Bush negotiated.
Gosh, I'm very optimistic about Iraq. I think it's going to be one of the great achievements of this administration.
2010. Now Commander-in-Chief, Obama surges more than 30,000 troops into Afghanistan. Twice as many U.S. soldiers die there as during the Bush era, and the surge ends 2 years later, having had little effect. Too moral to order harsh interrogation techniques against a handful of known terrorists, Obama instead uses drones to kill more than 2,000 people only suspected of terrorism, as well as any man, woman, or child standing nearby. He reportedly tells a staffer, "I am really good at killing people." 2011. Bobbling the Bush agreements, Obama fails to negotiate a continued U.S. presence in Iraq, and instead triumphantly announces the withdrawal of all U.S. troops.
But we're leaving behind a sovereign, stable, and self-reliant Iraq.
The president even brags during his election campaign that Al-Qaeda is dead, which it's not. 2014. Al-Qaeda-affiliated ISIS reverses all the victories of Bush and his military and institutes a campaign of Islamic slaughter that makes the Taliban say, "Wow, those guys are mean." ISIS promises that as soon as it's finished committing genocide, rape, and mass murder at home, it's coming after the United States. Barack Obama immediately disavows his part in the U.S. troop withdrawal.
That wasn't a decision made by me. That was a decision made by the Iraqi government.
The war we won in Iraq is lost. The sacrifices we made in Afghanistan are rendered useless. With hellacious bloodshed engulfing the entire Middle East, Obama orders a half-hearted U.S. bombing campaign in Iraq that's likely to accomplish nothing. And that's today's episode of Democrats at War. Stay tuned next time for the rousing tale of how the Democrat Congress withdrew American funding from Vietnam and Cambodia in 1975, ending the truce Nixon had negotiated there and leaving those nations open to the communist slaughter of 2.5 million people. Yes, Democrats at war. A story so patriotic and inspiring it'll pierce your heart like a knife in the back. I'm Andrew Klavan with The Revolting Truth. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking here and visit us at truthrevolt.org.